Have you ever found that you were frustrated because you couldn't find anyone who thought the way that you did, that sees things through your perspective? Have you ever had a season where you were like, yo, I feel like an alien, low key. I feel like I'm thinking on things differently than other people. I'm stirred up about things differently than other people. Has there ever been a time that you just didn't feel connected to either the environments you were in, the job that you were at, the relationship you were in, and you were just like, bruh, I don't get it. And I can't quite put my finger on it, but it's irritating me. And I feel like I'll talk to people about it, but they don't quite get me the way that I get me. It's like maybe I'm not articulating it correctly, or maybe I'm not putting the correct verbiage. Like, I don't know what it is, and you're here for me to tell you. I have been there. And I come with a revelation that is going to help you should that emotion, feeling, season ever come back up. But before I give you it, I want you to go ahead and like this video, subscribe to this channel, and then when you come back, we'll discuss it. Yep, but go. Like and subscribe, go. There was once a season that I was like, I need to find like-mindedness. But I think that it kind of got corroded to me trying to find me again, like in the world. I wanted to be near at least someone who thought like me, was driven the way that I was driven, was passionate about the things that I was passionate about. And I started to just like, this is frustrating. And I found myself being around community of people that they looked like they were in agreement with how they thought or how they processed. But I always felt like the oddball in certain situations. Like, you don't see that the way that I see that. You didn't feel that she was disrespectful when she just said A, B, and C. You like that kind of whatever. I don't necessarily like whatever. So what I found myself doing was I was trying to get the perspectives of other people to see if I could mirror their filter with my lens. I was literally trying to take their prescription, put it over my eyes, know that I'm not seeing correctly with that, but try to live my life through that. All through the bottom line common denominator of agreeability, cohesiveness, family, ohana, friends, whatever, work environment, not me, everybody, yeah, let's agree. And it's like, but deep down inside, there's this agony or this like raging and pulling in your soul that's like, I don't think that way. I don't want to be combative, but like, this is wrong. This process is stupid. This circumstance is getting tedious. There's a better way to do this. Hey, I have an idea. Can we? But you have been taught to suppress the way that you feel, the way that you think, sometimes in childhood, because you weren't able to say, hey, can I do chores? Like, after I take a nap, you weren't able to voice yourself as a child, and it may be even in teenagehood. So then now you become this adult that you've learned that the only way to keep things peaceful and cohesive is by smothering and quieting yourself. And so when do you actually start to learn, I don't think that way. I'm different, and it is okay. And it doesn't impact negatively the environment, the work atmosphere, the relationship, the friendship that I don't want to go to the club. I don't like that particular, I like my men a little differently. And so you can express your differences without looking or feeling different. God put this word on my heart. I read in the Bible where he said, don't lose your salt, because you are the salt of the earth. My interpretation, right? But essentially, you are the salt of the earth. And so there was a season that I was trying to be blended season, that in room full of pepper, I was trying to be pepper. In room full of salt, I wanted to be salt. And God was like, but I made you a customized, specific ingredient, and I'm looking out in the earth and seeing what is needed in certain places, and I'm like, I can take her and put her there because she will infect that particular infection. She will affect that thing that's not working. I can put her in that work environment. I can put her in that family. I can put her in that subdivision. I can put her in that state. And when I put her there, when I put him there, oh, this seasoning calls for that. Oh, this recipe calls for this. And so when he's calling you to go in certain places and certain areas of life, he's calling you to be exactly who you are, exactly who he created you to be, to go into that environment and change it. But yet you go into environments and allow it to change you. If you jalapeno, be jalapeno on purpose, please. He's like, oh, for sure that's going, wait a minute, but I was trying to make something that called for jalapeno, because you can't dilute jalapeno. There's certain things you're going to have to do, but you're going to know, oh, there was jalapeno in this. Yes. And so that's what he's wanting. He's wanting for you to leave an imprint that he entrusted and put in you, so that when you go into environments, it cannot say that it didn't at least have an experience with jalapeno. But you look around and you're like, but nobody else is as spicy as me. But okay, but I want to be cool, calm. How come I can't? And you try to be something, and God is looking down like, the recipe for this problem called for the solution and the ingredient that I put inside of you. Now he got to call another jalapeno that's going to actually keep their ingredient authentic, go into environments and be exactly that. He called Moses. He's like, someone with a heart of people, someone who knows what it feels like to be in the palace, but not really have palace-like tendencies, because he's really a Hebrew. And so he's not comfortable in the palace, but he doesn't really belong in the field. And so this recipe calls for Moses. He gets Moses to a certain point. Moses doesn't allow himself to get past a certain point. And it's like, dang, bruh, I told you to speak to the rock and you hit it. I can't use that type of person. So because he didn't keep his salt, he didn't keep it that like, yo, whatever God says to do, I'm going to do that. I'm not going to do nothing previous. I'm not going to run ahead of God. I'm just going to be in perfect alignment with God, because Moses didn't keep his salt. Joshua, you up next. And what did Joshua do? Hey, in 3 days, tell the people, get their provisions. Oh, as for me and my house, oh, we serve the Lord. Joshua was like, listen, I already saw like how y'all played with Moses. Y'all not about to play with me. I'm about to have a whole chapter in the Bible after me. You can have a nice day. This is getting ready to read like the Jericho walls came down. Sir, you said what? You said go around the wall 6 times and then on the 7th time play everything. That's why Moses couldn't make it to Jericho. That's why God knew, I can't take it. Because if God told Moses, I just want you to speak to the rock, and Moses was like, nah, I'm going to go ahead and hit it, he would have never been obedient to what he was supposed to do around the Jericho wall. Read Joshua. God literally told him, walk around the mountain for 6 days, all the people from the sun up situation, say nothing, play nothing, go home for 6 days. And then on the 7th one, big bruh, I want y'all to scream as loud as you can. I want you to play all the instruments. I want you to... Only a Joshua could have been like, all right, so from 9 to 5, you want me to go around this particular wall. You want me to say nothing. And that's a day's work. You want me to go back home? Cool. So God knew of that. If I can't even get Moses to speak when I say to speak, because he hitting, then when he went to the Jericho wall, he would have been talking on day 3. And I said, don't speak for the first 6 days. Don't lose your salt. Stop blending into situations that God put you in, because he entrusted you to be salt, even in the midst of pepper. He entrusted you to be jalapeno, even in the midst of something that's a little bit more sweet. He entrusted you to be exactly who you are, not because he's trying to make you feel different, but the problem, this resolution is banking on you remaining different. You have to sustain the customized thing that God put in you in order to see a problem change. Rosa Parks had to be like, nah, not getting up. Bunions hurt. Have a nice day. And now what? Martin Luther King Jr. had to be like, I hear what y'all saying in the threats thereof, but like, bro, like, you know, I have a dream. Still gonna speak, like, and you don't know nobody in history that blended in and made a difference. Nobody in history that blended in and was consumed by the thing that God gave to them. Noah, you building an ark when you ain't never seen rain? That don't make no sense. You living righteously while everybody else, it literally is recorded that all they thought about was wicked thoughts. The fact that God looked down like, yo, I regret making man. Noah, you found favor? Bruh, don't lose your salt. You can't afford it. Don't lose your salt. You cannot afford it. Don't try to be okay with the 9 to 5 if God made you an entrepreneur. Don't try to be okay with not having no kids if God really put that in your heart. Don't be okay with trying to have kids if God didn't put that in your heart either. Go ahead and move to that state. I know your whole family's over there. They'll be okay. In the history of familyism, everybody will be okay. What did he put in your heart that looks way different than everybody in your family, everybody in your circle group, everybody at your job? What did he put in your heart? And then I need you to be bold enough, strong enough, and just everything enough not to lose that. What good is a man that it profits him to gain the whole world but lose his soul? Don't lose your soul. Don't lose your salt, because God entrusted you, the authentic you, to be the solution to that particular problem. Shouts out for Rosa Parks being like, nah. Shouts out to Harriet Tubman being like, nope. There was just certain things that it was like, bro, y'all going against the grain. They not losing their salt though. They're not losing their salt. So identify the salt that's within you and make a determination and a declaration. I'm not losing it, even if it requires me to lose out on certain things and people. Because at the end of the day, you were created for a customized reason. But if you blend in with everybody else, somebody else is going to have to do it. Joshua, you up next. You understand? But all right, listen, I feel like you got what you needed. You know what these conversations are though, right? If you know anything, that's how I end my podcast. Oh, you didn't know I had a podcast? Strive, the letter N as in Nancy, inspire. Strive and Inspire. It's on where all the podcasts are. Yes, your girl's not just doing videos. She's very much out here pouring out this encouragement oil everywhere that I possibly can. Because I'm not losing my salt. I'm sprinkling it everywhere. But all right. You know I do these videos every Thursday, every week. And I'm going to let me go. Okay? Later.